Hey guys, welcome to the SimRacingPaddock. I'm William Marsh, and it is time for week 2 of our sim racing system McLaren F1 GTR Championship. So, last week we ran into some unfortunate server issues, which kept us from being able to actually run in the race, and that was very unfortunate. This week, though, we do have everything working well, except I just realized something. Hold on. They did the time change. They did a time change for this, so actually, I thought the race started in half an hour, but it actually starts in an hour and a half. Go figure. But yeah, well, that gives us more time to practice and just develop a setup. But yeah, so apparently, from what I heard, that Europe, they do their time change a full week before the United States. So I guess Enrique was asking me about time change stuff, and I didn't fully understand at first, but I guess Europe does it a full week before we do it in the United States, because this Sunday is when we go, I believe, forward an hour. Or no, we fall back an hour, I think. So yeah, kind of funny how that works. But yeah, at least we are registered for this race, and we can get some practice in, because everyone knows I need it. So we can go to the McLaren, and let's just take a quick look at this car real quick. So this car is barely over a ton, 1,010 kilograms. It's 595 horsepower out of, I believe it's a V12 engine. I think it's naturally aspirated as well. Let's see if it says in the profile. But I'm pretty certain this is a naturally aspirated V12 engine. And then, yeah, 693 Newton meters of torque. 330 kilometers an hour top speed, which is roughly 200 miles an hour. Weight to power ratio of 1.69 kilograms per horsepower. So, yeah, fun car. I will definitely say that. And then we can go into the track list, and we go back a couple pages to Road America. Or wait, Rainbow, Riverside, I passed it. Road America, there we go. So we can get some practice in with this car and at least get comfortable with it, because these McLaren F1 cars are a challenge. And Andrew, I'm sorry to hear you can't make it this week. Time changes can be a pain, I'll say that. But yeah, guys, if you see the counter at the bottom, we are almost at 20,000 subscribers. That is a big landmark. I'm going to be very excited when we hit it. Alrighty, so actually, I'm going to turn down the volume a bit. There we go. Yeah, Andrew, I'm sorry to hear you can't make it. It's kind of weird thinking why they decide to make the race later because of time change. It's not like people are getting out of work any later. Yeah, we'll get some practice with this car. Get a good idea of the feel of it. Road America is a track that I have a love-hate relationship with. It doesn't seem like I get the corners right. Whoa, Nelly. But a bright side at least is Simplicity SW7C Plus. It is quick enough to catch slides. So guys, if you missed the live stream I did a couple hours ago, I am currently testing out the Simplicity SW7C. I know I need to adjust the information in the description. Now here is 125, so race is too late. Yeah, that's... I need to talk to Enrique about that, because it's kind of frustrating. So I'll try talking to Enrique, because, yeah, that makes it like really late for a lot of people, I think. It'll alienate a lot of European people who want to race. I mean, it's already late in Europe, but it makes it later. Yeah, this car does like to oversteer. I think it's partly because of the very narrow wheelbase. There we go. I have no idea what a good lap with this car is. And totally missed that braking point. Kept the car on the track though. I've considered doing VR live streams, it's just, I don't think it's as viewable or as fun for the people watching. It would be a lot of fun for me, but I just think that, personally, I wouldn't really want to watch a VR live stream. Because watching VR is a lot less pleasant than actually, like, experiencing it. That's the struggle. Yeah, that's loose right there. Let me feel something. Yeah, the wheelbase is already getting warm again. Boondocking. I have an Oculus Rift CV1. That's the only one I have. This is going to be a challenging race, I think. Because, yeah, these cars are very inherently oversteer prone. Boondocking, there are some I'd like to try in the future. I believe one of my friends, he owns the Oculus, or not Oculus, the HTC Vive Pro, which I could see if I could try to borrow from him someday and compare. I've emailed Pimax, and that was roughly, I want to say, a year ago, and they were they basically said, "You're too small a channel, we won't want to deal with you." But now we're about double the size, so I might shoot them another email and see if they'd be more receptive to having me take a look. But beyond that, we'll have to see. I'm curious about what the next generation for VR will hold. Oh man, that car's loose. Well, Hamsters, when I emailed them, I want to say I only had like 8,000 subscribers, so I was small at the time. But yeah, the things I want to see from VR are developed is VR needs a wider field of view. I know that's a hotly debated topic in the sim racing world because people are like, well, it's similar to wearing a helmet, but with the helmet, whoops, that's an over-rev. With a helmet, you're still getting around maybe a 140, 160-ish degree field of view, I bet. I don't know for certain. I'd have to check with my helmet. But with a VR headset, you're getting maybe 110, 120, which just isn't enough. You don't get that detail in the peripheral vision. So with a VR headset, you turn your head more than you really think. The other thing is the higher resolution, and I think that is another thing. You need to be able to see details. And your brain compensates for it while in VR, which is nice. Like, it makes out decent shapes, puts the pieces together and stuff, so you at least get the good depth perception, which is nice. But higher resolution can't hurt at all, I think. The other thing, maybe higher refresh rate. I'd like to see what would happen if there was a 144 hertz display in a VR headset. So I might make a video in the future talking about what things I would like to see in the future from VR. But yeah, 170 definitely isn't bad. So I'm actually going to go into the setup garage, and I want to see if there are any that we can bum off. Setup market, yes there are. Rhino's Race Room, okay, that's cool. So Rhino's Race Room, he commonly comes into the stream, so why not take a look at that setup? Did it download though? Yes, it is. Here it is. Load it up. Let's see if Rhino's Race Room is good at making setups. But yeah, a couple things I noticed in the baseline setup for this car is the gearing was too long. So the longer gearing means you aren't reaching the maximum acceleration possible. DWE92, yes, this is the SW7C right now on this. And then just today in the mail, I got the Thrustmaster TSPC Racer with the Ferrari 488 Challenge rim. So I'm going to take a look at that in the near future. Okay, this setup is a lot more understeery, which is actually pretty nice. Allows you to be a little more conservative. Second gear is really long, though. Okay. But the long second actually might be good to keep the acceleration through the corners. Yeah, like one of the nice things is that because Inside Sim Racing is essentially gone now, that I'm trying to fill that void for you guys. I'm trying to fill that void and become one of the go-to reviewers, which it seems like a lot of people are liking. Later on, or in the near future, I want to try to get more detailed in my reviews, though. I want to take a few notes from, say, like Sean Cole, a few notes from Barry Rowland, Sim Racing Garage, and put more detail into the reviews, because it seems like some of you guys like that. But also, one of the things that I try to really approach in the idea of my reviews is the mentality of the day-to-day use. So, for example, Barry Rowland, he does an incredible job talking about the technical specs, like about everything you want to know about what's inside. You want to know what motor's inside a Club Sport Wheel version 2.5? Barry Rowland's your guy. But it seems like part of the thing that kind of misses out is the day-to-day use. How does it feel as a daily driver, and that idea? Thank you, WAPX Photography, for subscribing. So yeah, my mentality is I want to approach it from the point of the consumer, how it feels to use it daily, long-term maintenance, like what do you need to do to maintain the upkeep of the product. So for example, with these Heusinkveld pedals I'm using on this rig right now, knowing how to get the most out of them in your day-to-day use. I actually need to tighten the clutch soon, so I need to work on that shortly. But yeah, I'm enjoying reviewing the products for you guys, and I feel it's something that the community wants, the community needs, so that's my point. So that's why I went to Thrustmaster and said, hey, you guys released this TSPC Racer with the 488 Challenge wheel. Barry Rowland is the only guy I've seen review it, and I think it'd be good to see more reviews of it around in the sim racing world. So that's why I emailed them, and that's how I got the wheel. Also, I'm going to be reviewing the TSS shifter handbrake combo in the near future, so that should be exciting as well. So let's see what kind of lap time you get with this setup. Half a second faster. Okay, Rhino, I can see how you like this one. Except the gearing is interesting. You don't even hit 5th gear on the straight. Jeeve, it depends on the situation. Some of them I try to hold on to because, again, for reviews and stuff like that, I want to approach it with the mentality of a consumer. Because, for example, racing like with a game or something like that, not every game is going to support an open sim wheel or Heusinkveld pedals. So with that, you need to have other wheels to test it, so you can say, how is this going to work with a Thrustmaster wheel? How is this going to work with a Fanatic wheel? How is this going to work with a Logitech? So there's things like that, and with that being said, there's reasons to keep them. For rigs, it's a little trickier for me. So I've sold a rig. I have another friend that is interested in buying another one of mine, so I have that. I might loan one to one of my friends because he runs the youth ministry at my church and he's really into gaming, so he wants to possibly borrow one of them to have the kids that he takes care of and like have them try it out. So there's things like that. So I sell some, I keep some, and then I've let friends borrow some others. So yeah, it depends on the situation. Okay, so we actually need a fresh car now, but I want to try another setup because we have the time. Yeah, we have an hour and 20 minutes. So, yeah, this one was kind of a weird setup, actually. So, let's try this. Soft tire setup. I want to see if the gearing is any better for this. The sequential shifter market is pretty awesome, I'll say that, because I'm actually using the AO log shifter right now. I'm going to be reviewing that shortly, and it's a lot of fun to use this shifter. There are a few gripes I have with it, but all in all, it's a good shifter. Like, you can hear the tactile feel. Like that. So it's a very tactile shifter. Very good mechanical shifter. The main things I don't like is the shifter knob. The shifter knob, I don't like this like machined metal feel personally. So that is one of my complaints on it. Also, another nitpicky complaint is the actual, like, the USB cable can't be removed. Which might not be a complaint for some people, but it's a minor gripe for me. Yeah, so, like, theoretically, I can replace the shifter, like, the shift knob and the shaft, though, are all one piece. So you would also have to get a replacement shift shaft or lever, as some stores sell it. So this setup feels a little better, to be honest. No offense, Rhino, if you're in this stream, but yeah, I think this setup might be a little better. The gearing seems better. We'll see how it is after a lap or two, though. Almost ran too wide there. Alright, TW, you have a good night. I know I'm pretty conservative into this corner, but I don't want to lock up going into that turn. Come on, guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We are 14 subscribers away from 20,000. Very exciting, and have some exciting things planned. Seems like we're clipping a bit in that high-speed right-hander. Might need to turn down the force feedback a bit. I think that left-hander, I'm leaving a lot on the table there. 210. So we're going to get a 210. Wow. Yeah, this setup's a lot better. Except the question is, how much of it is the gearing and other setup stuff, and how much of it is this soft tire? Interesting. Whoa! Little too much heat there. Oh, I love the exit out of that corner. When you get those corners right, it is a blast. Alright, so while we are practicing for this race coming up, random question for you guys. Have any of you purchased Red Dead Redemption 2 yet? I just purchased it the other day for about 30 bucks from my local Best Buy, so I've been sinking a few hours into it on the PS4 version, and I gotta say I've been enjoying it quite a bit. And it's one of those games that feels like a true cinematic experience in some ways. So, yeah, likely later tonight I'm gonna sink more hours into that. So, if you guys have it on PlayStation 4, or you just want to add me on PS4, you can check out my PlayStation gamertag, or PSN username in the description. Wow, I left a lot on the table during that braking. Okay. Here's the right way to take that corner. Yeah, Vile Gamer, I've been hearing that the Xbox One X version is the definitive version right now to play it on until it comes out for PC. Please. But I've been playing on the PS4 Pro, and I gotta say, it looks freaking awesome. Should stay in third gear there, I think. There we go. Yeah, I've been hearing that there are more and more hints dropping that it should be coming out for PC. And it's like, we had a lot of speculation about the first Red Dead, but that never came out, so we'll see. Trail brake a bit. Little lockup. But with the state of PC gaming nowadays, I think it is a likely possibility it could come out for PC. Thank you, Risman T, for subscribing. Thank you very much. A little loose on exit of the corner. Should be an exciting race, though. We have an hour and 8 minutes. Martin, thanks for subscribing. Whoa, whoa, fishtail. Live stream horse races. Oh boy. So I can feel the tires are starting to fall off, I think. Go. It's interesting though, because as I'm driving with this wheel, it just is coming natural to me. So in that live stream I did of my first test with this, I was complaining about it being underpowered. I was complaining about just it being kind of sluggish compared to, say, my large Mitch open sim wheel. But I'm driving with this car, I'm getting into the flow, and I'm just easily tuning all of that out, which is pretty awesome. Just feels good driving with this. So sure, this SW7C Plus has a lot of work it needs before, really I could recommend it, but it still is a really good wheel, and I would personally say it is in a class above Fanatic, Thrustmaster, Logitech, etc. It still gets freaking hot, though. Wow, that's hot. Yeah. The heat is kind of concerned to me, but this does have a 2-year warranty, so I guess if it did malfunction due to heat, they would replace it? I don't know, but yeah, this is the hottest sim racing wheel I've ever driven with. Why is the frame rate so choppy? Hold on a sec. Let me check something. Is the frame rate choppy for you guys? Because I'm looking, yeah, I'm looking at the screen, and it's looking like it's kind of choppy. So if I could get any of your guys' input, that would be great. Oh, sorry, I just hit the mic. Huh. Interesting. Could just be something on my end, I guess. Okay, it's good. Okay, thanks, guys. So now let's get back to some half-decent driving. Need the dirt off these tires, though, and that's not going to help a bit. Actually, let me turn on the mirror. Hold on. There we go, virtual mirror on. There we go. That'll help during the race, too, I think. Go. Let's see if we can actually beat this lap time now. Love the feeling of this car. Such an intense car to drive. Alright, 59 minutes before the race starts. Whoa! Okay, that could have been ugly. Huge lockup. Tires weren't gonna like that. Not a good lap. We'll turn down one more lap, and then we'll see where to go from there. Shouldn't be in second for this turn. Feel the flat spots through the wheel. Subtle, but you can definitely tell it's flat spotting. That was not a good turn there. You can tell this car really tightens up as the run progresses. Alright, so let's jump out of this car. I want to make some adjustments to the wheel because this is oscillating quite a bit. So what we can actually do is, let's see real quick. Streaming does do a little bit to affect concentration a bit. Actually, I haven't done my summer car at all. We'll do 4.5%. And then detail boost. We'll do 5. And then apply changes. Save settings. Back to pits. We'll do mediums. We'll see how this car feels, what kind of times we can put down, and where to go from there. Yeah, Gene, I'll have to take a look at it sometimes. So, still oscillating a bit. go. Gotta be very careful braking down the hill. Oh, wow, Bucho, thank you.
$20 buck for good luck. Keep it up, William.
Thank you, Bucho. Thank you. Now I have the pressure. You've paid 20 bucks for a good show, now I have to give you one. Oh boy, this will be an interesting race. But hey, these cars at this track, yeah, this should be interesting. Last time we did a sim racing system race at Road America, there was a big wreck that involved, I believe it was Andrew Beard, or Adam Beard, and I believe Andrew Karen, where Andrew, he spun off, hit the wall, and just totally glitched through the track and murdered Adam. So that was an interesting race. The other time I've done a race online at Road America was the origin of the "aw dang it, come on" video. So yeah, as mentioned, I have a love-hate relationship with this track. But we'll keep things interesting. That's what we try to do. $12 subscribers till 20,000. Invite your friends. Invite your good-looking sisters. And tell them to bring some Halloween candy. I'm hungry. Missed the shift there. The cutest direct drive motor ever. Well, it's hot. It's not just cute, it is literally hot. I mean, I don't think I could rest my hand on it for 3 seconds. That's how hot this motor is. If I get a thermometer, I might run to a store and grab one of those thermometers and check what the temperature of this thing is. But as Jim Carrey would say, smoking! Well, I'm hoping it doesn't start smoking. I don't think there's literally anything that could cause it to start smoking. Yeah, I'd say stick with the OSW. Like, SimiCube is pretty well developed by now, and it really does blow this cute DD motor out of the water. And the great thing is it has overhead, so it has the ability to scale up. This one only has 7. I've been hearing some people are moving up to like 49 Newton meter servo motors, which is just nuts. So that's a 212 and 212 before that too. Let's see if we get another 212 here. Maybe not, because that's a big lockup. So, in the effort of making conversation, I will tell you something interesting that happened today. Today, I had one of the scariest things happen. I got pulled over. So, I literally was going to AAA to renew my car's registration, and I see a police car, 2 cars behind me, and I just find myself thinking, man, it would be horribly ironic if I just got pulled over while on the way to drive to renew my registration. Lo and behold, the guy turns and the police car behind me, I see the lights turn on. So I get pulled over by the guy, and he basically says, the reason I pulled you over is because your registration is out of date. And I'm like, yeah, I'm literally on the way to AAA to renew my registration. And he's like, oh, okay. Then he looks inside my car. He's like, oh, 6-speed. Cool. And I'm like, yeah, I enjoy it, and I've had it for a couple of years. He's like, yeah, it's nice. What motor's in it? I'm like, it's the 2-liter turbo. And he's like, okay, cool. I'm letting you off with a warning. Just make sure you get your registration renewed. And I'm like, yes, I'm doing that right now. So, yeah, that was pretty eventful today. I mean, yeah, that'll scare you a bit because 31st of the month, police, they want to fill their quotas and they see guy. And the tough thing was my license, or not my license, my registration for my car expired 7 days ago. So it was like freshly expired. Not even the new month, but he just figured, oh, it's the 31st of the month, so it must be expired. So I was like, ay. That cop was just on it that time. I'm like, oh man. Hey, Shane. Doing pretty well. Just practicing for the race. Hopefully this time it lets us in. Whoa. Took the night off from competing so I could relax. Yeah. But yeah, I just got my registration renewed for my car today. $290. Ay, ay, ay. It's like my old Datsun, that was my first car, registration was like $70. But having a relatively new car, $290 freaking dollars. And I haven't even had to smog my car yet. Next year is the first year I'm gonna have to smog my car. And fortunately, with a couple of the modifications I made to my car, it should still be California state legal. But it's like if I ever want to soup up my car any further, it's not gonna be smog legal. So I would have to keep the old parts, and to smog my car, you would need to install the old parts back on. But I swear, California has the strictest smog laws ever. And I mean, I understand why, because California is one of the largest population states, if not the largest. But it's just like, come on. When I had my Infiniti, my old car, there was only one intake that was California. That was California Regulation Board compliant. So you could only buy one intake that would actually pass smog. The other ones, you would have to remove the intake and put the stock intake back on for it to pass smog. Huh, Gene. Whoa! That curve was a little brutal. But yeah, I actually have family in Maine. My grandfather on my dad's side, he lives there. That would have been a 212 if I didn't hit that curb too hard. It'll be interesting to see if this race, like how many people are going to sign up, because I know a lot of people were upset with what happened last week, myself included. And I tried talking to Henrique, and he said, we don't redo races, but don't worry, those 9 drivers that got into the race, they aren't going to compete for the finale. And I'm like, well, one of those guys is kind of my rival, and I know he's going to do every race, so what's going to happen there? And last week, Just Gene, what happened was, we don't fully know what happened, but bottom line, the top seed race didn't go. It locked everybody out. So everybody was locked out of that server, and no one could get in. So what that meant was just the bottom split 9 racers got into the race. And Henrique was like, well, I don't know what happened. The server was working fine, and we're not going to redo the race. But don't worry, the bottom 9 people, they won't amount to the championship. So it's like kind of disappointing to the 24 people that wanted to race in that race. Because that should have been a fun event. I think it was this car at Red Bull Ring. Good combo. Would have made for some fun action. Yeah, it is tough to find a slot. But there could have been options doing like a double header, or say do a double point race to compensate. I don't know. Well, this should be an interesting race, I think. This is such a fun car. Just driving it, it's snappy, it is just a blast. This is one of my favorite supercars too. That's why I wanted this championship. Actually, technically I wanted the Lotus 72, but they were like, oh, there are already 2 or 3 American channels doing open wheel cars. Can you do a road car instead? I'm like, okay, McLaren F1. Well, hopefully next season I do the, next season I would like to do the Lotus 72. So I'll do one more lap, having an even 25. It is 6:24 right now. See what this lap is. It seems like, though, it seems like it might actually be better to do softs for the race. I'm not sure. The car feels more stable with mediums, though. As I almost drift through this corner. Hey, Norman, how's it going, man? So, Jeeve, if I do the 72D next season, hopefully you'll be in. I want to say it got to like 80 degrees Fahrenheit here today. First in, this SW7C Plus, it's alright. It feels like a direct drive wheel that is forcibly limited in performance. I would love to see this above 7 Newton meters, personally. 7 Newton meters feels too little. The software, I think it could use more refinement. You can see the oscillations right here. So the oscillations are a bit of a pain. I haven't found the right way to tune them out yet. So yeah, you can see right here. I mean, it's not a deal breaker. Once you grab the wheel, you don't feel it, but it is something worth mentioning that SimiCube doesn't really have, but this has. So yeah, this could be better. It could be a lot worse, though. I mean, it could be as bad as the Feel VR, but thankfully it's not. So, I'm thinking soft would be better. 10.7 laps to... Yeah, I'm going to do 11. So, we'll set this as SRP erase. Apparently, Feel VR is still working on it. They're saying their planned release date is February 2019. I'll believe it when I see it. So we'll do 25 liters. We'll do 8 degrees on the wing. And we'll do SRPQ. Let's see how this runs. I want to get a 209, maybe 208. We'll see how this goes. But Feel VR, apparently they're still working. They're sending email updates to backers and stuff, so I guess it's a waiting game. But I was not impressed when I first drove it. I will just say that. I was not impressed. So let's see what kind of lap we can get with this car. Fun fact, it hasn't snowed in my town for 16 years. Almost 17 years. Little wide. Yeah, this car is a lot looser now. Too tight. Here we go, moment of truth. Eight, 209, 2097. Not bad. Really dove into that first corner. There we go. Hello, F1 and YTK. How's it going? Let's see if we can get into 208s. That was a better corner, so it might have a chance. Just rubbed off a little speed there. Little lockup. There we go, full throttle. Seven, 208. Dang it! 4/10 off. That was a better corner than last lap. We'll see if that means anything. Hey, Bill Bloodshed, how's it going? Ah! Should not have read it right there. Should have waited for the straight. Hey, Counterbait, how's it going? Ouch. Stung a little bit. You can really feel the traction loss through this wheel. And the damage. Alright, it is 6:40 right now. Man. Whew, you work up a sweat. So we have our qualifying and our race set up. Let's take a quick look, though. We have enough time. Qualifying setup. Let's give this a try. Back to pits. Let's see what this setup runs. We are racing the McLaren F1 GTR at Road America. It's literally in the description of the stream, guys. Let's see how this goes. We'll only get a couple laps for this, I think. Oh, this setup feels nice. Get the car turned in and on the throttle. There we go. That gets some heat in the car. Get some more heat in. We're okay. Missed a shift right there. Counter debate, yes, the race starts in 20 minutes. This is an SRS race in Assetto Corsa. The brake did not work for me there. Come on. And with my luck, I bet some of these guys are going to be posting like 207s in qualifying. Come on. Okay, it's 6:43 right now. Let's jump out of here and we'll do a quick look over some of the stuff while leading up to the race. And also, guys, shameless plug time. If you haven't already, please consider hitting that like button and subscribe. We are only 13 away from 20,000 subscribers. Also, if you haven't already, check out SimRacingPaddock on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Okay, so let's go into the SimRacing system page. Azar, I literally grabbed them through the setup market. That's where I got my setup, so yeah, you should be able to find them there. Alright. 18 drivers registered. We had 32 registered for week 1, so a little bit disappointing that week 2 has almost a 50% drop off, but I kind of understand after what happened last week, which is kind of unfortunate. So yeah, you can see this race, 18 drivers signed up, and then if we go to the standings, you will see in the championship for the GTR standings, only 9 people are in here. So Adam, he got in, which is pretty nice, at least. Kevin, he was in here. And then Philip Gonzalez, sort of rival. As our setup market is an app you can download for Assetto Corsa, where people have their setups for you to download and stuff. And finally, Sim Racing System updated my logo. That's nice. So yeah, if you click that, it takes you to the Sim Racing Paddock website. Yeah, I need to do a little more for the site. Hopefully, once I hit 20,000 and stuff like that, I can try maybe hiring a writer to help with some stuff for the blog, because realistically, I'd love to be able to do the blog, do the channel and everything, but unfortunately, I'm only one guy, and there's only so much I can do realistically. So yeah, hopefully in the future I can maybe have some people help write articles and stuff, which would be pretty cool. And then also get the forums back up and running, things like that. So yeah, I have some exciting long-term plans for SRP, and like just hitting 20,000 is part of it. So I'm excited. We'll see what happens. So yeah, so that first race didn't really go according to plan, unfortunately. Could have been better, could have been a lot worse. And then, yeah, so let's take a look. And we can see still 18 people signed up. But yeah, if we go into standings, we can also check out something in here. We can go back to the standings page. So this week is Road America. Next week is Silverstone. So that's the half mark. Laguna Seca is the 4th race of the season. The Nürburgring GP circuit is the 5th week. 6th week is Brands Hatch. So should be an exciting event, or exciting championship. And hopefully this will work properly this time around and we can get everything sorted out. And yeah. Let me check something real quick. All right. We're good to go. Do I think that sim racing system is looking like an alternative to iRacing? In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. Then I'd say sim racing system is the alternative to a league format. So, if you think about it, sim racing system, they do have their daily schedule of events and things like that. So, they have their GT3 America, which I want to say is like every few hours or so, and they have some events that are every hour to every 2 hours, things like that, that aren't affiliated with any people, which is nice. But for example, my championship is literally it's only on Wednesday evenings, so it's that race once a week, which is nice that it has structure, but at the same time, it's only once a week. So there's that. iRacing, you are able to race in a race. So say you want to race the NASCAR Cup cars and you get a poor finish, you get wrecked or whatever. And then next race is only in 2 to 4 hours. So if you want to race again in the same day, you can. In a league, you have one shot to make it count. And if it doesn't work, you're done for. So yeah, it's interesting seeing how that goes, and I think that sim racing system, it's a good compromise between structure and some flexibility, which is cool. So yeah, we have 3 more people, so that should be 21 people, I think. It is unfortunate that like the first week went poorly, because that could have been an exciting race. Red Bull Ring is always good for racing with the straights and stuff, but in this, with the draft, things like that, I think should be an intense event. I will say that. Generally, it is cleaner racing in sim racing system because it is that idea of the organization. And for example, in this race, it's literally only 1 race a week. So if you dive bomb turn 1, wreck your car, wreck someone else, you're done. I mean, you're done for the week. You're not getting a second chance. There's no mulligan. So you have to be clean. You have to be respectful, or else you are going to ruin your race. You're going to ruin someone else's race, and you might even get reported and banned. So there's things like that. So yeah, you can contact support, file a protest, things like that. But yeah, it's always interesting seeing how things go. But I mean, sure, last week we did have that issue with the server and stuff, but I've done these championships for over a year now, and all in all, they've gone pretty well. We've had a couple bad races before, but all in all, we've had a decent experience. We've had some really good races before, and that's kind of what we're looking for, right? Let me check something. I just want to check something real quick. For some reason, my live dashboard is very stuttery, so I just want to make sure you're getting a smooth experience. Yeah, it looks like it's okay. It's here. So, let's see. I mean, it's not the best frame rate, but we'll live with it. Yeah, I'd say the thing is that you'll find dirty racers almost anywhere. That's the nature. With sim racing, you just don't have as much risk as you do, say, in real life. So you're not going to have that risk and the thought of, hey, I could injure myself if I wreck. because for most people, that's not the case. Uh, and I mean, like if you have a motion rig and dive bomb into a corner, you could hurt yourself, but most people don't have motion, so most people don't have a strong wheel, so you aren't really going to have that issue. Um, and yeah, so it's interesting seeing how that works. So just want to check something real quick with my settings for OBS. Let's do that. Here we go. Hold on a second to stop and start real quick. Yeah, Jeeve, that's part of the reason why I don't do as much in iRacing as I might have used to in the past, because back in the day, I used to be downright hooked in the in the iRacing ecosystem. I want to say in 2013, I ran about 200 races in iRacing, and I mean, in the following years, I can likely count the amount of races I've run in iRacing on maybe even one hand. Let's see real quick, actually. Let's see how many races I've run in 2018 in iRacing. And I'm not faulting iRacing. I'm just saying that I haven't been as interested lately. So, if we check, I think it's my series results. So, okay, I guess not. Driver stats, there we go. And iRacing changed the format recently, so I guess, so that's in oval racing alone. I've done 426 oval starts, I guess. My account? No, that's log into account details. Results and stats. Where was it? My profile. Okay, there it is. Career stats. There we go. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not the best driver. You can see my road license is about, I generally was around the 1700 mark, almost up to 1800. Never really dove too deep into it, and then dropped below 1600 recently. Oval, I've been around the 2000 mark, but you can see not many starts, so not much change. So, yeah, you can see 426 starts in oval, 233 in road. I've done 7 road starts, 6 oval starts, so that's 13, 17, 19 races in 2018, compared to 2011, where I did over 200 races in 2012, almost 200 in 2013. Yeah, and then 2014, just serious drop off, because that's when I really was starting to discover R Factor 2, Assetto Corsa, and other titles. So, yeah. It's interesting seeing how that goes. Alright, so on that note, it is 6:57. Server is about to begin. So let's go into standings and race, see the final driver count. 23 drivers registered, so it is not going to split. Interesting. It's always dumb how I see these weird dating ads on like the sim racing system, and it's like I don't do dating like stuff like that, so I have no clue why that pops up. What amount of drivers makes it split? 24. 24 would be the split. So we can go to... I was actually doing better with the SRP queue setup, so let's do that. Move the mouse out of the way. The dirt racing and iRacing is a lot of fun. I will say that. Rallycross I've had a few fun races with. So I guess I had my bit rate too high for my streaming, and that's why it was stuttering. It looks okay now on my monitor. Yeah, Bill, I live about 15 minutes from my nearest dirt track, and then a half hour from nearest road course. Get some heat in these tires. Stretch out my side a bit, because it's still going to be in this seat for a little while. Big stutter right there. There we go. No car sound. Oh, shoot. No one told me. Come on, guys. Hold on. There we go. Should be okay now. Thanks for the spot, Harry. So I'll get one lap to set and practice. Counter debate, you're a little late. Qualifying is in about a minute. Or in 2 minutes, I should say. And then qualifying is about 10 minutes or so. Little tight there. I say my goal for this race is top 10. Question is, can I actually pull that off? We'll find out. Oh, shoot. Alright, so let's take a look. Soft slicks. Yeah. I don't think that 10-degree wing was helping. Or that 8-degree wing was helping. Wow. This this direct drive wheel gets so hot, the rim is feeling warm now. That is insane. Yeah, this rim is warm. So the heat's getting transported through the shaft, through the extension to the rim. This thing is crazy hot. And to compare, after hours of driving, my large midge would be cool to the touch. Watch the wheel explode going into turn 1. I really hope not. That would suck. Well, at least this has a 2-year warranty on it. So I'm hoping for a top 10 finish. Well, the thing is, a lot of people like iRacing because it's the most polished ecosystem. I call it the Apple effect. Apple, in my opinion, is overpriced, but you're not just paying for the hardware or the software. You're paying for the ecosystem. You're paying for the level of polish that the product comes with. And iRacing has that idea of polish pretty well down. It's not usually going to release something unless it's really, like, well done. That's the thing. Sweat's getting in my eyes. Oh my gosh! Really? I mean, he had the entire right half of the track to pull down to. And a big frame rate issue, like online frame issue, and that's gonna hurt us. Okay, let's get this good lap down. If we can. Series of unfortunate events, am I right, guys? Fortunately, it was the side, not really the nose, so should be able to still have decent aero. No suspension damage. This is the $700 wheel, yes. Nope, this is the Simplicity SW7C Plus. Let's see if I can get a better lap. Thank you, Gabriel, for subscribing. Thank you. So that will be 12 subscribers until 20,000, guys. 12 subscribers until 20,000. I have not published a review of the wheel yet, CB. I did a live stream earlier today, though. Live stream earlier today that you can check out. To be honest, I'm not impressed, though. I'm not really impressed by this wheel. Actually, I take it back. In some ways impressed, some ways not impressed. Please don't block me! If you're considering going for the 10 or 12 Newton meter, just get a SimuCube. That's the thing. They're priced so close to SimuCube, save a little more, get the actual SimuCube. That's my personal recommendation. Going off the track so no one else is in danger. But yeah, because the thing is, I see absolutely no reason whatsoever why I would say get this over a SimuCube. Like, besides cost. Cost would be the only reason I could see. Only reason. And still, it's like, still, I'd say this heat problem. I can't hold my fingers on this, like, motor for even a second. Yeah. I can barely hold my fingers on this motor for a second. To compare, small midge, large midge, you could drive for hours and rest your hand on, and it would feel, at the most, warm to the touch. But this is generating so much heat. I'm putting my fingers on the spokes of this steering wheel, and I'm feeling warm. The heat is getting transferred from the base to the motor shaft, to the adapter, through the extender, into this steering wheel rim. That's a lot of heat! That is a lot of heat. And that is concerning in my opinion. Because there is an encoder in the back. Yes, that encoder is hot as well. And yeah, that is concerning. Fanatic runs cool. This is literally the hottest wheel I have ever driven with. I've driven with Leo Bonner Sim Steering. I've driven with large midge, small midge, custom OSW. I haven't driven with an AccuForce, but there's no way that that would run hotter than this. Literally, I can't put my finger on for more than a second, or else it starts actually hurting. Oh, smooth. Thank you. Thank you for that. Now let's wait for the notification. If that notification comes up. I am running at 100% because 100% is only 7 Newton meters. So still, 100% feels almost too low for this. Why is... I'm sorry, the notification didn't come up for you, Smooth. I don't know why. It did earlier for Bucho. But yeah, this is literally the hottest wheel I've ever driven with. And that's concerning. Oh, there it is.
Happy Halloween, brother.
This is the Simplicity SW7C Plus. Now let's see if this will last a 20-minute race. I'm hoping this wheel doesn't fail, because that's not good. Wow, I just got a big start. I forgot to fill my tank! I forgot to fill my tank! I forgot to put gas in my tank. Oh my gosh. Oh! And there's the dive bomber. Well, that's rough. And this is a long pit road. Oh, this is gonna stink. I'll pit this time by. Better early than late. I think there will go my chances of a top 10 though. Sam Hum, thank you for subscribing. A lot of cars locking up. Should be interesting. Yeah, I'll have to use that for something. And that's a shame. I had such a great start. I had a great start. Okay, let's see if we can fight our way back up to a top 10. I timed that start perfectly. Well, there's one car in the gravel and he quit out, okay. Well, we should be fine now. Saying we're 16th out of 18 right now on the Essentials bar. We might have a shot at 10th. I'm not sure. Hashtag fill the tank. There's another spot, 15th. We have 15 minutes. Just need one spot every lap or so. Don't know if we can do it though, but we'll try. And the brakes are not doing anything! Not good, not good, not good at all. Why the brakes? This car dances, yep. Let's see what we can do. Just have to hope a lot more people spin. James, I'd say to start off, get a Assetto Corsa. It is at the end of development life, but if you get the Assetto Corsa Ultimate Edition, you get a lot of content with it. You get like the online community, you get a lot of stuff, you get mods. So I'd recommend that over ACC for now. But also ACC, you get it at the discounted price if you buy now. I see yellow flag. We're closing in on 14th and 13th, I think. We gotta push! We got a spinner. Stay on the right. Almost got murdered. Well, that's 14th. And I see yellow flag, so... What are you doing, man? Whoa, he is sliding. Please don't block me like that. Roki, personally not a fan. There are too many negative parts of it for me to actively recommend. Harry, personally, I would recommend Assetto Corsa over Competizione right now. Competizione just is too light in content. ACC has a ton of stuff for you to enjoy, so that's my personal recommendation. So 13 seconds behind 11th place. Would be a miracle for me to catch him. But the race is only halfway over, so yeah. Little lock up there. So I made up about 2 seconds on him. Who's Josh, by the way? I don't know if Josh is still in the chat. Five and a half minutes left. Ooh, looks like he spun. That's a positive sign. If that's not a lap down car, I should say. Alright, Gene, you have a good night, man. We're closing in. They're really locking up there. That's why the tires are wearing out. I am on the conservative side, but I'm closing in. We're gonna have 2 laps. Maybe 3. Oh, He's way off. That's 11th. Just gotta conserve my car. He's really wearing it out. Pass on the outside! And we make it stick. Well, we've got to my goal of 10th place. This guy might be closing back in, though. Another yellow flag. That's another car relatively close. That's like 5 seconds. Oh, he's in the wall. Is that for position? Yes, it is. So we're in 9th. Okay. Okay. Okay, going on the final lap. Why am I not using virtual mirror? I accidentally turned it off. That's why. Yeah, I totally accidentally turned it off during the stream. Don't start with the congratulations yet. We still have half a lap to go. Is that a lap down car? That was for position 2! Did he run out of gas? Wow! Okay. I'm guessing he ran out of gas or something. Wow. Almost ran wide there. That would have not been good. Just baby it through the final corner. Okay. As I said, we had half a lap left and we got another spot. Okay. I'm happy with that. Oh, man. That was an intense race. Artanaut 7. We got 8th. But, dang. I am happy with that finish. We're definitely going to have to look over that replay. Oh, man, we were posting good lap times. Oh, man. Yeah, Rifki. So he finished 5th. So we were about 50 seconds behind the top 7. It looks like. I don't think that we would have. I don't think we lost 50 seconds in the pits. So yeah. Let's take a look at the replay, though. Because we got an awesome start. We really did. So, let's go to save replay. F1 GTR Road America. Let's go into the replay library. And where is it? Or did we save the right one? Oh, no. Did we delete it on accident? I might have accidentally hit the wrong one. Oh, that was you, Adam? Aw, dude. You're the reason I got 8th, I think. But yeah, so, let's see if this was the race. I think it was. Yeah, so... I just got an amazing start, though. So, if we go to F5, we're getting ready for the start. Come on. Okay, so we're in gear. And boom. I mean, I got started like a half second ahead of you guys. So, yeah, I'm going. And now, here you go. Guy in front of me. So, I nailed that start, which that made that that fact I forgot to fill up that much more frustrating. So, boom. So, yeah, I'm like, Okay, good start, good start. Great start, great start. And then right here, I forgot to fill up. Oh, man. And then here, that was the tough break. So, it just looked like, I'm not sure if he got distracted by here or just missed his braking point. It's a racing deal, but that stung. But hey, I mean, all things considered, we did great. Because consider, a lap later, we're in the pits. So let's see how long we were in the pits. 45 to 5, 6, 7. So we're in the pits for 10 seconds. And then maybe like 20 seconds. I have no clue who messed up behind me. The replay doesn't do a good job of saying who it was. So I don't know, unfortunately. But yeah, it's life. It's racing. But yeah, so back here, I was like in 17th out of 18. Car in the dirt there. But yeah, I mean, all things considered, I am really happy with how this race turned out. We could have been in the bottom big time. We could have been in the bottom half. But somehow, out of, I want to say, 22, 23 people who signed up, we got a decent finish out of it. So, let's take a look at the standings page. And we can go to GTR. Because you can see the chart in the results. So, Road America here. And yeah, so we finished 8th. One incident because we got dive bombed. And we can see where I am. William Marsh. So we started 9th. Says that, like, in the second lap we fell back to 12th. But we were down to 15th. I would have said 16th because this guy, he disconnected when we passed him in that. And then we climb our way up, make a couple passes, climb up. So yeah, we definitely, I think we got most improved driver during the race because, yeah, we fell all the way back to 15th, 16th and climbed up to 8th. That's 8 positions gained in the race, so I'm happy with that. I said in the beginning my goal was a top 10, and we got that goal, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see what these updated championship standings are now, because, yeah, we're in 9th in the championship, so I will take that. I will take that. But it's interesting, though, because, as I mentioned, there is that element of the championship where drivers, they actually, since they started in the race, so Adam Beard, you're in 2nd in the championship for now. Austin Ognowski's hot on your tail, but you're 2nd in the championship. Miles Longmore, he's leading, and that's interesting. I got 81 points in this championship, so I'm in 9th. Let's hope next week will be better. Next week is Silverstone, so next week, this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, unless further note, that will be at the McLaren F1 GTR at Silverstone. But until then, guys, thanks for watching, and for the Sim Racing Paddock, I'm William Marsh, and you all have a good one.